Hey YouTube, welcome back. Today we have our second video of it's a second video in the proposal level design, I guess, and it's a third video in total on how to design a chat system. Today we will talk about high level design. We will talk about the components that we used to build or that we used to use to build the chat system. We will not take a deep dive on it, and it will be just only we'll take them on high level in this video. In the upcoming video, we'll try to break everything down into small details. So, in the previous, let's just well, in the previous video, we mentioned that WebSocket was chosen as the main communication protocol between the client and the server for its bidirectional communication. It's important also to note that everything else does not have to be WebSocket. In other words, most features like sign up, login, user profile, etc. of the chat application could use the traditional request response method over HTTP. So let us try to drill a bit on this system. Our system will have three main components. It will have let me just try to make it aligned with it. Okay, it will have a stateless, let's say a stateless section, stateful section, and third-party section. In the stateless section, we start as a user, and the user try to connect with the load balancer. And if you don't know what is a load balancer is a network device or software application or service that distribute incoming network traffic across multiple servers or resources. Its primary purpose to ensure that no single server becomes overwhelmed with too much traffic, thereby improving the overall performance, availability, and reliability of the system or application. Load balancer play a crucial role in managing and optimizing traffic in various scenarios. This is what is load balancer and what is important for. So, but what is a stateless mean? If you ask yourself, what is a stateless mean, and why we need it? So, stateless servers, also known as stateless computing or stateless architecture, are server system designed in such a way that they don't store any client session data or state information between requests. In a stateless architecture, each request from a client is treated as independent, self-contained unit, and the server doesn't rely on any context from previous requests to process the current one. However, why we need this? And when we need this, in that we have the scalability, we have the reliability. Also, when we use the load balancing, on also we have resource efficiency. We can have fault tolerance. It's also simplicity. It's a high availability. It's the caching effectiveness. It's yeah, it has a lot of good things, a lot of good points to it. And also, could you, I guess that maybe the load balancer will communicate with, let's say, two main, maybe four. I guess it will be four. And let's make it white. And let's just make it 1, 2, 3. Why? It's weird. It's really weird. Sometimes what's going on with... Okay, Miro's doing something wrong. I hate it when it do this. I really hate it when Miro do this. Delete all of that. I'll tell you something. Delete this. Yeah. Maybe it's causing a lot of bugs. I don't know. So we will have the load balancer. Maybe we'll use we have maybe a user profile. We're using a user profile picture service, and maybe we using pop. I guess the authentication. It's the most obvious thing. I want yeah okay. Authentication. Let's call. What's going on with? Okay, I used to love Miro, but I guess Miro is the platform that I'm using to as a whiteboard. So maybe we could also use it for group management because we have groups, as we said before. Group. Maybe we could use it also for we could use it also for I guess so we could use it also for service discovery. If I discover something, service discovery, and let me just yeah, I don't know, Miro's not good today. So if you don't know what is server discovery, it's a critical component in modern distributed system and microservice architecture. It refers to the process of automatically locating and identifying available services within a network. As a system become more complex with numerous services, uh, interacting dynamically, service discovery simplifies the management of these services, making it easier to maintain scalability, availability, and fault tolerance. So this is what we use service discovery for. So we have here the stateless service, and the stateless service are traditional public-facing request response services used to manage the login, sign up, user profile, server discovery, etc. These are common features among many websites and apps. Stateless services sit behind a load balancer whose job is to route requests to the correct services based on the request path. These services can be monolithic or individual microservices, depends on the service needs. We do not need to build many of these stateless services by ourselves, as there are services in the market that can be integrated easily, and this is quite important to say in any interview, because we don't need to build everything from scratch by ourselves, because this is a really big red flag. The one service that we will discuss more in deep dive in is it will be the service discovery that I talked about actually. Its primary job is to give the client list of DNS host names of chat services that the client could connect to, for example. We have a stateful tier. Let me delete this box because I don't like it. So the stateful tier, it will be actually what we talked about the last video. No, I don't want to this. Yeah. So we will have what? Why? White. I want it white and white. And maybe we will have user one, and we will have the user one will connect with a chat service, and we will have user 2. I want it's a bidirectional connection, so it's important to say it's a bidirectional. Is there a way to make it bidirectional? I don't know. I hope. And okay, it doesn't work. And we have user 2, and the user 2 is make it white, please. Oh, thank you. Okay, user 2 is going to the chat service. It's a bidirectional connection. So the stateful service, the only stateful service is the chat service. The service is stateful because each client maintains a persistence network connection to chat server. And in this service, a client normally does not switch to another chat server as long as the server is still available. The service discovery coordinates closely with the chat service to avoid server overloading. We will go into details actually in the deep dive. We'll talk a lot about this step specifically. So before I move to the next, we shall talk about more into details about what is a stateful. So the stateful servers in contrast to stateless servers. Since the stateful servers maintain session or state information between requests from clients. This means they store data about the ongoing interaction with clients, which can include user session data, preferences, historical information, and more. While stateful architecture introduce complexity, they are necessary for certain application and use cases. So, for example, we have the session management. Like some application requires maintaining user session for activities such as login, user-specific settings, personalized. We have real-time cooperation. We can use it also in data consistency. We have it in complex workflows. Caching strategy. We could use it in legacy systems. Complex authentication. We can use it in the chat servers. We can use it in a lot of things. But by default, we go to a stateless. Okay. So in the third party, I guess we will talk about. We have one important thing, which will be the notification service. Notification. So in the third party, for the chat app, push notifications is the most important third party integration. It is a way in inform users when new messages have arrived, even when the app is not running. Proper integration of push notification is crucial. Maybe you can I will refer to my series of how to design a notification system. You can watch that. You will know why is it important. The notification system. A third-party notification system is a service offered by external providers that allows applications or systems to send various types of notifications to users or other systems. These notifications can be included emails, SMS messages, push notifications in app messages, and more. And by using third parties notification system, organizations can offload the complexity of managing notifications, scale more easily, and focus on their core application functionality. If your interviewer asks you about how this will work, the third party will do in 4 steps. First of all, we have integration. The application integrates with the third-party notification system through API or SDK. This integration involves setting up the necessary configurations and authentication. We have sending notifications. When the application needs to send notification, it sends request to third-party notification system, third-party notification system API with the relevant details such as the receipt, the client information, and stuff like that. We have a processing. The third-party system processes the request, formats the information according to the chosen channel. We have feedback. The third-party system provides a feedback on the status of the notification delivery, including whether it was successfully sent or not. The benefits of using this one is scalability, also reliability. We have a closed platform, we have enterprise. It's flexible. We don't have to think about the notification system that much. Yeah, we can also focus on how to use the chat system by ourselves. So that's it for this video, and I hope my description was quite good. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video, and see you in future videos.